Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and others. It's your boy Ketzk, back again with a completely different video here. I have an Xbox 360. I have a load of Xbox 360 games. I am collecting for an Xbox 360 right now. Old console, I'm sure many of you grew up with. Absolutely fantastic piece of kit. This is just some UFC and some Pride DVDs that I'm really into. Here's my 3060. My Ryzen 5 CPU, 3600. That's my 165 hertz Dell monitor. This setup's, you know, this can run Cyberpunk in like 90 FPS on full settings, and then I'm here playing Xbox 360. That is the setup. I like to sit on the floor. Right now I am sat on my floor. My chair is here. But this is what I do, guys. I sit on the floor and I play Xbox 360 because why? Modern gaming's boring, okay? I'm bored of it, okay? So what I'm going to do, guys, a very weird little lo-fi setup. Oh, goodness. Little lo-fi setup here. I am just going to play my favourite game ever, and at the moment, which is UFC Undisputed 3. Now, I think that's looking okay. Absolutely excellent. So let's do this, guys. Let's just work ahead. I'm actually just going to play a little bit again. I don't know if anyone wants to see any specific content about UFC Undisputed 3. Oh goodness, come on, don't do this to me. My disc tray's been a bit of a problem since I got this Xbox. Ah, there we go. Not a problem. So UFC Undisputed 3, releasing in around 2013. It was the third installment of the UFC game franchise. Not to be confused with Legacy MMA, which I believe was the first MMA game released on the 360. Terrible, terrible game. Doesn't have any notable MMA contestants in it, apart from Jens Pulver, who is also in UFC Undisputed 3. And then you have EA Sports MMA, which was the first MMA game developed by EA before they made UFC. Oh gosh, on the PS4. What's actually called? Is it just called UFC 2, 3, and 4? I believe they are. Anyway, MMA EA Sports. Brilliant game. Not as good as UFC Undisputed 3. This is honestly the king of MMA games in my opinion. I need to buy UFC Undisputed 2010 and UFC 2009, but UFC Undisputed 3 is the king of UFC games. I don't care for the new ones that are made by EA that are on PS5. They're okay. They're just not for me, really. So we have a 360. I'm just going to log in to my profile. And yeah, guys, I'm just going to show you why I love this game. I'm just going to play some exhibition matches. Just a bit of a lo-fi setup. I may do some actual content in this video. You know me, I'm actually quite lazy when it comes to editing and stuff, which is slightly odd considering I studied film, but whatever. So, just going to appear offline. I'm going to close the disc tray. Oh yeah. And then we're going to play some UFC Undisputed 3. And yeah, I could have used a capture card, but I'm using my iPhone. Why? Because I'm lazy. And I also could have downloaded this as an emulator on my PC, played it in like 4K graphics or whatever, but what's the point, man? I like old tech. This is a 60 hertz monitor, maximum 60 FPS. You know, and that was the maximum the Xbox 360 could run up to. They are 60 hertz. 1080p, sorry, 1080p 60 hertz is the maximum settings we can get up to. Now, modern gaming, we obviously have, you know, you've got your Cyberpunks, you've got your Red Deads in 4K, you've even got 8K televisions now. Not that any games can run 8K, but this was the peak of sort of 1080p 60 hertz gaming. This was the peak of it. This was 2013, and in about 2015 the Xbox One came out. And then the games sort of followed from there. So here we have UFC Undisputed 3. Just me talking a bit of poo on this video, guys, I'm afraid. But yeah, UFC Undisputed 3, absolutely my favourite game. Why, mate, you ask? Well, just look at all the stuff that was included in this game back in the day. So this is just my record. As you can see, I've completely completed the tutorial, obviously. I've completed career mode. I have successfully beaten career mode. Turn that volume down a bit. I've successfully beaten career mode on every weight class: bantam, feather, welter, lightweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight. No problems. Ultimate fight mode, you have to fight as two you know, revered sort of contestants from back in the day, like Anderson Silva, Wanderlei Silva, Quinton Rampage Jackson, and you have to do the moves that they did in the fight back then. So I think the one I did was Pride with Wanderlei Silva and Rampage Jackson, which is obviously knees to the head and some transitions and stuff, and you have to do that completely correct to get the 100%. There is an achievement to complete every game mode 25%, which I'm trying to work on. It's going to take me a little bit of a while, but there we go. Anyway, I digress a little bit. I will press back. And then check out all this, guys. Look what came with the game. Was it on shop? I think you go on shop. And then, like, when you like beat story mode or you win a fight, you win credits within the game. Not like in modern gaming where you win credits and you have to actually spend those credits to buy stuff in real life, like a skin or something. No, no. This was the pinnacle of gaming where you actually unlocked cool stuff, like UFC Hall of Fame, like this Quinton Rampage Jackson Wanderlei Silva fight.
It all started with the stare down, one of the best stare downs in history. I mean, that thing.
Oh, Baz Rutten. We love Baz Rutten.
You have to understand that Quinton just knocked out
Look at this. I mean, this is amazing footage from back in the day, from Pride FC, which I have the DVD of, by the way. Whoa. Baz Rutten commentating, absolute legend of MMA, mainly in Pride. Wanderlei Silva was just lethal, right?
Actually, both of them had a 9-fight winning streak. Sure, there were a few disqualification things in the middle, but
anyway, I mean, that's Baz Rutten explaining some MMA history. So if you're into all that stuff, there's loads of these little clips you can unlock. You can just sit here for a good hour and just really brush up on your MMA knowledge and history. And we've got Baz Rutten commentating, we've got Joe Rogan, we've got Dana White. It's just a fantastic game. You know, you create your characters, the cutscenes. All round, I would honestly give it a 9 out of 10. If this was a modern game, I'd honestly probably give it a 10. You've got doctor stoppages, flash knockouts. You know, I've knocked people out in 18 seconds on here, which is realistic to a real UFC fight. Obviously, you have the famous fights over the time, you know, Masvidal, Ben Askren knockout, 6-second knee knockout, Jose Aldo, McGregor. You know, it does happen, so I'm glad they included stuff like this in the game. Anyway, I'm talking an awful lot. Let's play some goddamn UFC. Let's do it. Right, I am going to play... I want a short kind of fight, so I'm just going to go heavyweight for now. I'm going to do 3 rounds. I usually play on advanced. I don't play on ultimate or expert. Call me a filthy casual, if you will. I play on advanced or experienced. Advanced, honestly, is literally the same as experienced. I just find the transitions are more... And I can't be arsed with the computer just continuously reversing my transitions, so I'm playing on experience. Call me a casual. We're not playing on beginner though, we're playing on experience. And just to prove it in another video, I can beat the computer on advanced and expert. I just want a quick kind of game, just to showcase the game. Anyway, you want it on default all the time. Competition removes flash knockouts and stoppages, you don't want that. And simulation energy, so it's actually a realistic fight. You don't want to be constantly just spamming X and Y like in the modern games. You can just spam X. This UFC Undisputed 3 was all about timing. It's a much harder game to master, harder to play in general. Anyway, so these little icons around here, that means I've completed the title defense mode, and he's a current UFC champion of that weight class. So, should I go Cain Velasquez? I want someone powerful. Now, my favourite fighter in this weight class is, I love Roy Nelson. Absolutely love the guy. On some of these DVDs right here, I'm not going to get them all out, but we have some Roy Nelson. Let me just show you. Actually, I said I wasn't going to get them out, but I did. There we go. Roy Nelson right there. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. Camera cut out there. Hopefully that's not a good angle, it's not leaning. But yeah, Roy Nelson, my guy, and Roy Nelson. Big fan of Roy Nelson. I need to get the Ultimate Fighter series, which I know he won, but I do collect UFC DVDs. I've got a bunch here. Some old ones, some new ones. I also collect the Pride DVDs. I've only got 2 Pride DVDs, but they're quite hard to find. They're just amazing, guys. If you're into UFC, don't get me wrong, modern UFC is fantastic. It's great, the production's great, everything's fantastic, but you can't beat those old fights. Why? Because they were just a little bit more rougher. I mean, some of the people were juiced up, PEDs weren't tested for, which I'm not sort of advocating at all, but were just made for an interesting fight. The refs weren't as, how do you say, I don't know. The fight seemed to go on longer back then. Not that I'm saying the refs do a bad job now. I'm all for keeping the fighters safe and stuff, but sometimes there's really bad early stoppages in the modern UFC, which is just, I don't know if you guys watched the fight night last night with Song Yadong. I can't remember the fighter's name. It was probably like the 4th on the main card, and he went down, and Chris, I forget the guy's second name, the ref. He did stop the fight, and the guy immediately got back up, and you can tell he was annoyed. And it's just one of those things. They really do try for safety now, whereas back in the day they just didn't care as much. It was just a bit of a brawl. Anyway, guys, I digress. I'm sure you all know your history of UFC. I don't even need to tell you. Roy Nelson, one of my favourite fighters. You know what? I might just go Roy Nelson, man. Roy Big Country Nelson. I'm not going to go against Cain Velasquez because he is insane on this. Stefan, I might go Crow Crop. Roy Nelson versus Crow Crop. Let's do it, guys. We're obviously going to have Herb Deaton because, and then we'll just get Madison Square Garden, and then you guys can see the intro and everything. So check this out: UFC Undisputed 3 from 2013. Fantastic game. Here it is one more time. Recommend everyone play this if you're a UFC fan. Get yourself an Xbox 360 console. They're very cheap these days. You can pick one up for 20 bucks, 20 pounds if we're in the UK, 15 quid. This game's kind of expensive for an older game. You could get it for about 10 bucks, 12 pounds, something like that. But check this out, guys. And this is even the same background that they have on the old UFC promotional DVDs, events, what you watch. Anyway, I'll let Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan take over. I won't say anything else. Check this out, guys. Fantastic. And I'm sure most of you guys know about Crow Crop. He has the most lethal kicks in the UFC at the time. He was insane for a heavyweight kicker. You didn't want to get kicked by Crow Crop. You don't want to get hit by Crow Crop's kicks. You really don't. But Roy Nelson's got one big punch knockout power, which that's my kind of fighting style, if you will, my preferred style. I go for like one big knockout punches. Not that I am an active fighter, I'm just saying if I were to train in MMA, which I probably won't be. There you go. Yeah, his overhand right hook is insane, and if you even watch it on the old DVDs, don't underestimate Nelson because of his size, you know? Do not underestimate him. And here we go, guys, a UFC Undisputed 3 bout, Micro Crow Crop versus Roy Nelson. We'll do for the intro, and I'm going to go for the win. I'm playing on experience, so... And again, my Xbox on the floor here, PC up here, and I'm on the floor. I just think that's quite funny, but there you go. Bruce Buffer. Yes, Bruce Buffer was in the 2013 version of the game. Oh yeah. Yeah, Micro Crow Crop actually won the Grand Prix, which, if you didn't know, is beating 3 people in one night for the belt. Absolutely insanity. Most people don't realise Roy Nelson actually has a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a kung fu fighter. He's fantastic on the ground. He's a wrestler too. All-round amazing fighter. My favourite referee, Herb Dean. Everyone's favourite MMA referee. And they even included the ring girls on here, which were real ring girls that are still around today. Anyway, let's do this, guys. I am Roy Nelson. Let's touch some blood for Crow Crop. Whoa. Now I'm going to concentrate.
Amongst the competitors. Yes, he was, Mike, and I was really excited to have him aboard. I had known Big Country for many years from the grappling world. He was a very well-respected Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
I'm going to take Crow Crop to the ground right now,
if I can. The guy's got knockout power in his hands, too, as we saw against Brandon Shaw in the finals of the Ultimate Fighter.
I'm not going to go over the controls, guys. I will in a separate video, perhaps.
Oh, huge suplex.
Crucifix. Yeah.
Working the crucifix. Oh, big elbow. Back to side control.
It's all about timing, you see. I'm not just going spamming him with punches, I'm timing him.
He's got one arm trapped, he's got him both trapped.
Elbow.
Side control again.
And I'm just working that crucifix. Why? Because it's very powerful. I don't really want to stand with Crow Crop because his kicks can knock me out in one kick. But to make it interesting, I'll stand back up. Come on, Crow.
Well over 2 minutes remains in round number 1.
Crow Crop's not really throwing much. Perhaps I should have gone on a higher difficulty. Might be that easy, guys. Mix up your punches. But as you can see, Crow Crop's damage to his head is bad right now. I'm sort of tired with Nelson. Yeah, we're going to finish this in round 1, guys. There we go. Roy Nelson versus Crow Crop. I'm gonna flick it to the next difficulty up because that was relatively easy. Oops, I'm skipping everything. I do apologise. But again, this is more just a showcase of the game. Not really. Crow Crop really didn't give me much of a fair fight then, to be honest. I dominated him. Let's try. Now, I would do a bantamweight fight, but they tend to go on. Like, the lower the weight class, obviously, the fights tend to last longer, just in general anyway. We will put it on advanced this time, okay? And the computers should have more advanced timing now. They'll throw feints in there, they'll go for more takedowns. Crow Crop just throws like a deer in headlights and did nothing then. I'm not going to go Cain Velasquez. I'm going to go... I don't want to go Nelson. I'll go Monetaro, actually. I love me some Monetaro Nogueira. Can't pronounce his name. My Brazilian is bad. Portuguese. My Portuguese is not good. I'll go against Big Ben Rothwell, who actually, if you didn't know, just did a bare-knuckle fight for the BKFC on Saturday. Was it the end of April we're in? But it was fantastic. Ben Rothwell, absolutely amazing heavyweight fighter. Check him out if you haven't seen his fights already. But yeah, guys, this will be the last one. Just another quick UFC expedition match. I'm going to do it in the gym this time. Herb Dean again. So you can even fight in the gym. Like, how cool was this? And again, if you're just into UFC and learning the moves, and you know, you've got like all these action lists, it tells you about all the moves. I know this is 90 pages of different moves. Obviously, Nogueira is a submission artist. He's known for his jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of jiu-jitsu technique. I'll try and show you some of that. But yeah, final match of UFC Undisputed 3. A little bit of a showcase. Hope you've enjoyed. I won't talk too much as we fight. And here we go. I am Antonio Monetario Nogueira.
Come on, let's do it.
Whoops, sorry, Ben. I didn't touch your gloves. Oh, see, instantly. Don't really want to be up against this cage. Oh, Ben, come on, brother. Okay.
Keep his hands facing away. Try to get a takedown if you can.
He really wants me on the floor, alright. See, on advanced, the computer just goes for much more transitions, which is fine. It's just you need patience, which I don't have. See, I cannot get this. Oh. Ugh. I worked so hard for that takedown, it's up already. The thing with Ben Rothwell, he is very strong, but he's quite slow compared to like someone like Monetero. So benefit from me. I'm just gonna like cripple him with kicks, work him down, try not to get hit. Oh my goodness. Try not to get taken down. There we go. Oh, Ben. There we go, some jiu-jitsu. Take that elbow. Put him up against the cage so he can't move anywhere. Haven't really done a lot of damage to the big guy yet. Look, back on the floor, so we know we've got this round on points, which is fine. The computer is just so much more advanced on the... Right, we've got hooks in. Smack that. Whoa, I might be able to rock him from this. He is so tough. No, he's back up. I am trying, guys, but the timing on advanced is on the middle mode experience. I don't even know what I'm on. He's tough. All right. Ah, he's got me up. He's got me up. It's all right. We're just picking apart him. We've done a lot of damage to him. He's still going for that takedown. Give it up, brother. Nice little combo. See, one hit off him almost makes my face like go entirely red. You can see in the top right corner. And another great thing with UFC Undisputed 3 was the detail in the cuts. That fight could be stopped now due to the cut. Like, it won't be yet, obviously. And it would also give you advice. So it's telling me to go for submissions. I can try a submission. Ben Rothwell isn't a submission artist, Monetero is. So some highlights. There's a little jiu-jitsu throw right there. So we know I've won the fight. I probably shouldn't have put it on gym mode because then we've got no commentary. I did forget that. You're stuck with my commentary, I'm afraid.
Are you ready to fight? Are you ready?
Okay. Oh, always do that. So I'm just trying to go for some step punches. I'm keeping my distance from them. I do not want to get comboed by Ben Rothwell. Oh, okay. See? Yeah, I've got to be careful of that. I might try and get back to the floor. The floor's kind of my safe spot with Monetero. Oh, come on, get down. This will do it. Oh. Alright, I need to get that mount. It's not going to work. Oh, goodness. See, it's very hard. This is what it's like in experience. It's less of a boxing match and more just a grappling match, which I actually like, but it can get kind of frustrating. There we go, hammer fists. Hook, bang, jab, 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 jab. Cooled? Yeah, there we go. Just like that, you just got to go for those combos. And because I was too quick, he wasn't able to grab me in time. So there we go, Monetero and Aguero. Again, completed on both difficulties that time. There isn't much in it, really. I find the computer grabs a lot more on the third difficulty. But yeah, fantastic piece of MMA history in video game form. Xbox 360 and PS3 is the only way you can play this game. It is not backwards compatible. So if you have a PS4 or PS5 and you have this game, you won't be able to play it. Why? I have no idea. So I recommend you go out, you buy yourself a 360 console, very cheap, The controllers you can pick up for like $5. No one even wants them anymore. And literally knock yourself out with some amazing games. You've even got such good games like Fight Night Champion is another good great on Xbox 360. All of the WWE games if you're into your wrestling. And yeah, pretty much it for this video, guys. If there's anything else you would like to see, let me know. I may do another one of these in the future. I may not, depending on how it goes. I hope you enjoyed the lo-fi vibe of it all. And this is me sat on the floor while my gaming PC is up there, and I cannot be bothered to play it because I'm bored of modern gaming like Cyberpunk, Red Dead and all that jazz. Bored of it. Absolutely love these old games. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for another video. You know what it's like on this channel. Completely random. No plans. That's how we do.